So this is round two of our one-on-one NBA tournament. We just finished up Nikola Jokic versus Hakeem Olajuwon. So if you have an opportunity to watch that video, please watch that video because we are determining who is going to face the winner of that matchup in this video. Who will be battling him in the second round? And so right now it's 2014 KD in his lone MVP season, 1985 Larry Bird. Reason we picked 1985 Larry Bird is because you still got Bird playing at an MVP level, but it's right before that back problems started,
Mhm.
getting involved, which is, a huge aspect if you're going to be playing in a one-on-one physical matchup. And so, guys, how are you feeling? This is, a couple of the greatest small forwards in NBA history. I'm very excited to see how you guys feel about it because, again, we've started off the first two matchups not really knowing how each other are feeling. And so,
Yeah.
2014 KD versus 85 Larry Bird, who you got?
Arguably
Mm,
top three small forwards all time. Like one, two
Yeah,
of the top three, right? Like a lot of people would think those three,
the
or
most
the
commonly,
other
yeah.
guy. Yeah, the most common. Yeah. I'm all right. So, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna think I'm crazy for this, but I'm leaning towards Larry Bird.
okay.
And my
Whoa!
reason behind this though
I don't think
is
that's that. I really don't think that's that crazy. That's why
I
I'm
think
going.
I think it's surprising coming from the young gun, but all right,
Yeah.
Dario,
I,
you're usually
I,
Mr. Modern NBA.
Yeah.
and I also, I mean, I think the younger viewers would think that that's crazy. With Kevin
100% they
Durant,
would.
like, um,
But
and
who
a lot of
cares? They
people
need to
go,
go learn history anyway. So yeah,
yeah, and a lot of people will lean towards, obviously KD's just a bucket, right? Like, uh, that's just natural. KD's one-on-one game. You think of his efficiency and all that stuff, but the only issue is Larry Bird has all of that as well. Like he's a
100%.
walking bucket. He's I think his physicality. He's a better defender than Kevin Durant in 2014. If you guys remember, if you go back to our original video where we were making the brackets, I argued for Kevin Durant 2017 because I feel like
Yeah,
this 2014 version of Kevin Durant was lacking defense. And that was one of
yeah,
the things that I think took him to the next level when he went to Golden State. And I think that's going to probably harm him in this one-on-one matchup. I think
people
Bird,
won't remember this, but like there was like at least like the first third of that first season in Golden State where he was kind of
yeah,
playing the center role in the death lineup. They were
yeah,
like there were murmurs
yeah,
of him being defensive player of the year. Like that was very early on talk, but it happened, and like
yeah,
nobody remembers that.
yep, and yeah. So, and I think Bird is because a lot of people just look at the not physicality, but the athleticism of Kevin Durant and think that's a huge advantage on his side. And I agree, like that he definitely could take advantage of that. But I think Bird is used to that in the 80s. Like he had to go against
100%.
guys like that, Dominic Wilkins, obviously MJ a little later. So he's seen guys like that, and I feel obviously not a guy like Kevin Durant, 7 foot tall, freaking could shoot out of the gym. But
Yeah.
I think he definitely if there's gonna be a guy that could go against them and win, I think it's gonna be a tight matchup no matter what. Either way, I think we're leaning if someone's winning the game is 21-19, 21-20, something like that. But I'm leaning towards Larry Bird.
Wow.
Hmm.
So what's the
Yeah.
final score? So you're saying
My
21?
final score, I think, and another thing, 2014 Kevin Durant, soft. I'm sorry, this is soft KD still. It's not this KD that we seeing right now, like where he's talking smack to all the young guns, all this stuff. Larry Bird, Larry Legend, go Google him. That guy is talking smack. He's telling him where he's gonna shoot,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, Kevin Durant's not stopping him. So he's gonna be in Kevin Durant's ear the whole time. I'm thinking last is gonna be probably 21-18 Larry Bird, and Larry Bird's pointing out his last shot. That's what I'm. That's how I feel.
All right.
I like it, but it's tough. Now, I obviously I love Bird. I'm a Lakers fan, but at the same time, I was watching Lakers Celtics rivalry retroactively. Like I wasn't alive in the '80s. I was watching it on VHS tapes, and usually I already knew what happened because even when I was a kid, and my dad was like, "Hey, let's watch the 1987 Finals," it's because it was the year they won. Like most of the time, we were like, "Let's enjoy our Lakers having our high moments." I can promise you, I've seen the '87 Finals a lot more times than I've seen the '86 Finals, but with that being said, I'm still able to appreciate Bird, more so than a guy like Kevin Garnett because I didn't necessarily live through that rivalry.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm probably going to seem a little bit biased for a couple reasons. because Bird I have as my second greatest players of all time because I don't really care much about longevity, and I think Bird was arguably the most complete player in the history of the game. But, and I hate Kevin Durant, but we're talking about one-on-one. One-on-one, and this is what KD does. You could argue it's all he does. You know, he's not really a great passer. He's had moments where he was a pretty good defensive player. He's not an elite rebounder, but if you need a bucket and you need a guy who could score inside, guy who can score in the mid-range, guy who can score from three-point range, while being 7 feet freaking tall, it's Kevin Durant. Now, to be fair, I think people play that up too much. Like, oh, he's 7 feet tall. It's like Bird's still 6'9". So you're talking about like a few inches here. Like, it's in a one-on-one matchup, that's not the make or break, you know. But at the same time, like, KD's got so many moves and so much of Bird's bag that makes him as great as I believe he is. He can't utilize that. Bird was one of the greatest passing small forwards in the history of the game. Now it's one-on-one. Like, he can't take advantage of that. In the post, KD with his Dirk fades, I think he's going to have more room to shoot than Bird would. I think it's going to be very, very close. And that aspect of that dog, that killer, that confidence, that psyche, being able to get in the other guy's head, that does make me nervous, Daryl. 100%. Like, that makes me really, really nervous.
Especially in one-on-one. The one-on-one is like, that's what it's all about. You get into the guy's head, like.
And like, how you going to bet against Bird, who's like almost always just like clutch, almost always lethal. But at the same time, it's like, this is KD's realm. And so for me, I'm going KD like 21-19. But I don't feel strongly about it. I certainly don't like myself for that pick. But if I got to be as honest as possible, to me, this is KD's universe, you know, and I give him the slightest edge for that.
So I specifically asked to go last because I wanted to hear everybody's opinion because I genuinely felt very on the fence about this topic. But as you guys were talking, I remembered something that I know about myself, and I have to be true to myself. And the truth is, I believe Kevin Durant might be the greatest one-on-one scorer of all time. And I've said this in previous podcasts on Apex Greatness, and me and Dario have had these discussions before, and I didn't know I was going to find myself at Kevin Durant in these conversations because the thing about the 7 foot tall thing, it does come out of casual fans' mouths a little bit too often.
Sure.
However, before Victor Wembanyama, there was no guy who was doing it like to this level. Like sure. Kevin Durant's goal in life as a basketball player was to be able to hit a shot in every spot on the floor. He said that multiple times. Yeah. He wants to hit a shot on the spot. And when you combine the fact that Larry Bird's not going to shoot the same level of threes that Kevin Durant's going to shoot, he's just not. Look at the stats. He's got.
If you flip the eras, it's the same thing. That would be my argument. But go ahead.
Sure, but you can't. So too bad.
If you get to use a hypothetical, I could use a hypothetical. Listen, okay, Larry Bird playing in this modern era isn't going to shoot more. KD shooting in the 80s isn't going to be shooting 8 threes a game.
It's one-on-one. These guys are going to go to what they know best. All right, and that's a fact. So.
How many 3-point shooting championships does KD have?
Even who cares? This doesn't have a running space. Who cares?
How's that?
Anyways, I think it's tough for Larry Bird. Larry Bird, one of the best. The one thing you didn't say, and I thought, Johnny, you were going to say it when you were talking about the passing small forward thing.
Sure.
It starts with a P also. Post-up game. It's one of the best post-up small forwards ever. Really 100%. Obsolete when you have a guy who's taller than you.
Kind of brought that up.
And you're disrespecting his defense completely. Kevin Durant might not be a great all first team defender, but he's not a garbage can on defense. Like, I think that is a laughable, overrated statement by Mr. Albuquerque to say that he is a trash can on defense. Get out of here.
All right, so this same Kevin Durant, I'm sorry, my bad. This same Kevin Durant
this year.
This same Kevin Durant that the 2 years prior, his biggest issue was guarding LeBron James, who just learned the post game that year.
You know who absolutely would have no chance guarding LeBron James also? White, unathletic Larry Bird.
I
That's
promise you, he would have done a
same
better
thing.
job than Kevin Durant. And one more
Absolutely
thing,
not.
You
I
have
think
always
Larry
been
Bird in
wildly
85
disrespectful to Bird's defense,
I
Russell.
would
Like,
go,
Bird was a good
but
defensive
LeBron-
I
player.
would go against myself if I said anything else because I've been being true to myself here. Larry
And
Bird,
any LeBron
I
fan
think
knows
his
this.
defense is overrated. I think his 3-point shooting is overrated. I think he's one of the best passers of all time. I think his post game is elite, but I don't think that's going to help him against Kevin Durant. And to Johnny's point, I think Kevin Durant's one of the best one-on-one players of all time. So give me Kevin Durant 21, Larry Bird 17. That would be my score.
My only all right. So just to go back to this post game thing, Kevin Durant had a hard time guarding LeBron James, who literally that year in that postseason they were talking about how LeBron James learned a post game that year. Like that was like the what he was that was like what was advertised about. Oh, this is what changed in LeBron James game, and it was this post game, and it was. If you tell me that post game is the same as 85 Bird, it's not even close. Kevin Durant is going to be lost in his boots trying to freaking guard Larry Bird. I guarantee that. And then another thing, the 3-point shooting. Kevin Durant, the previous five seasons prior to that 2014 season, he's averaging like 5 threes a game. Larry Bird's averaging like one or two. You think that matters that much? Like that's
Thank God we're not talking about that. Thank God we're talking about his MVP season, the only one that matters. Why are you bringing up teams that don't matter?
He's shooting 6 threes a game and making 2. That's what's great about it. Like that's not like Bird is making what, like 1 a game? Like it's
less than 1 a game. He's literally taking less than Durant is making, infinitely less.
But this is the same guy that's winning 3-point. And this is the same guy that's winning 3-point competitions. He clearly can show that he can shoot. So I don't think that even matters.
3-point competitions mean
defensively, they're literally on 2. Like what was Bird? Can we look up real quick? In 95,
Nate Robinson would destroy. Did you see him? He's a 3-time dunk contest champion. Who cares? What? Who cares? Who cares?
In 85,
I mean, he was a decent spark plug off the bench. He could score and he could finish around the rim decently well. Vince Carter, I've made this point time and time again. Part of Vince Carter's argument for being the greatest dunker of all time was what he did in the dunk contest. I don't get why it's any different for 3-point shooting. Like,
I just don't agree. We come to the same conclusion, but we don't have the same results to get there.
If you look at the results of who always wins in the 3-point shootout, almost always they're great players who are great 3-point shooters. Like, same thing with Ray Allen, Dale Ellis, Larry Bird, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. It translates.
Sometimes I don't have a lot of respect for when there's no hand in your face. Is all. That's all. It's a different game.
But
that's besides the point.
Do you not think that Larry Bird's going to be the more physical player in this one-on-one matchup? You don't think Larry Bird's going to be the one talking the most in this matchup? He's going to be in Kevin Durant's. At this time, Kevin Durant is one of the softest. He's one of the softest players at the time. Like he's not like I'm not saying he's the softest. Like but he's damn near. Like
I do think Katie's going to take pride in this, though. I do think Katie's going to take a lot of pride in this specifically because this is
more
what
than Larry Bird,
like one-on-one. I'm not saying more than Larry Bird. I'm talking about the skill. 100%. I get it, and that's why I think it's like a freaking very, very close. But
I'm not mad at the 21-19. Like I could see because I literally said it. I'm like I could see this going either way. I'm leaning towards Bird, but I think that that mental aspect of the guy talking in your ear, the guy like constantly coming at you, I think that matters to you in a one-on-one. Anybody like if you just play one-on-one, like that's something.
I also don't agree with this whole Kevin Durant is super soft. Like I don't know if I agree with that either. Like
in 2014, you don't think Kevin Durant is like how?
No, not the MVP. I just don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think you're looking at a rookie Kevin Durant. I just don't know what. I never heard these things about Kevin Durant being quote unquote. I've heard him being like a weak leader, but not like mentally weak on the basketball court. Like I don't know.
Like is this not the same year that like Blake Griffin and KD got into it? I'm pretty sure like Blake Griffin calls him like softer than like cookie dough or some shit like that.
But I've also seen KD.
Sure anybody would do that though.
I've seen KD engage with trash talk and hold his own with like Gary Payton.
Yeah.
I've seen him engaged in trash talk with guys on the court. I've seen him get into it. No, I know. But what I'm saying is he's always been that guy where if you clap, he's going to clap back. And I do think he'll hold his own in that sense. He might make a burner account afterwards and cry about it privately.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he's on the court, he might get the best from KD. And that part, again, I don't I loathe Kevin Durant, but he's an assassin on the court, and so I think he'd hold his own. I think Bird, if anything, is going to bring the best out of KD because of that competitive spirit in a one-on-one scenario. So again, I could see it going either way, but like again, KD is one of the 20 greatest players in the history of the NBA doing specifically what we're talking about.
Yeah. My only issue is Bird's like top 7, and that's.
But Bird has more to his game than KD.
Yeah, I know he's better.
And a lot of those aspects aren't a part of this.
He's greater than Kevin Durant.
Yeah, give me
also
5.
Just as good of a scorer as Kevin Durant.
Since we did this in the previous video, I'll say it again. Give me 5 Larry Birds over 5 Kevin Durants all day long.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would be a massive hypocrite for me to not, because I just talk too much smack about Larry Bird to pick him over KD here. I just do. It would be very against the things that I have said on the show before. But to the point that
you have Bird ranked like 67 on your top 100.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Is like he didn't make my top 13. Neither did Durant, but like either way.
Wild.
But to the point that the banner's just made, I'm fascinated to see what the audience thinks.
Please comment because
it's 2-1 right now. We barely KD. Barely KD leads Bird 2-1, but if they vote Bird, they count as 2. So that'll be it.
So
have my back, chat. Come on.
And make sure you watch the previous episodes to see who they will be facing in the second round. Very important.